The Platonic theory of anamnesis, or the theory of recollection, is one of the best known of all Platonic themes. The philosophical significance of anamnesis derives from its role in Plato's epistemology. The theory of anamnesis says that there are certain concepts or beliefs in the mind from before birth which explain aspects of the learning process undergone by normal human beings. So, anamnesis is essentially a theory of learning and may be summed up in a single phrase. Learning is anamnesis, meaning learning is basically recollection. The theory of anamnesis is a version of the theory of innate ideas. Rationalists such as Descartes or Leibniz argued that certain concepts and knowledge which we could not have acquired from sensory experience are innate to the human mind. Certain philosophers also argued against this theory of innateness, such as John Locke, who proposed his theory of tabula rasa, or the blank slate, in one of his books. I guess its name was An Essay Concerning Human Understanding. But Plato's strategy is something different from that. Plato was an advocate of innateness, and while his theory of anamnesis kind of resembles the ideas proposed by Descartes and Leibniz, like we talked about, the distinguishing factor between them is that Plato's theory of innate knowledge claims that we have been in possession of this knowledge before birth. Learning is understood in terms of our recollecting knowledge which was once ours before we were born. According to Plato, what we call learning is actually recollection of facts which we possessed before incarnation into human form. The soul is eternal and possesses knowledge which is forgotten in the trauma of birth. So, knowledge that it attains is already there, and learning is simply the process of recollecting. Plato argues for the theory of recollection in two dialogues, the Meno and the Phaedo, and mentions it in one other dialogue, the Phaedrus. His basic strategy of argument is that human beings know certain things or possess certain concepts which could not have been gotten from sense experience. Plato's explanation is that the human soul knew these things before it was born, so that learning these things is really just a matter of remembering them. It is important to see that anamnesis is not meant to explain all kinds of learning. It does not pertain to information acquired through the senses or knowledge of skills. For example, anamnesis is not meant to explain the acquisition of skills such as being able to play the piano, or with simple factual information such as the dates of important events in history. The claim that learning is anamnesis appears to be restricted to a priori knowledge, that is, knowledge which does not depend on experience for its justification.